Now you should have two sets of ties that are folded and two rectangles that are 7.5 by 8. In what I'm showing, they can all be the same color fabric for you. In what I'm showing you, I wanted you to see the different pieces. So for me, this is going to be the front of my mask, this is going to be the back of my mask, and these are going to be the ties. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to take the two pieces that are 8 by 7 and you are going to put them together right sides together. Right sides means the nice side. So on this fabric, this is the right side, so I want it to be in the middle, but you might have a plain fabric, which is a solid color. This doesn't have a technical right or wrong. It just matters on what you're sewing it. So I'm going to put them together. If you want to pin them, you can, but you don't have to. If you are making this mask for yourself or a friend and you want an extra level of filtration, you can also add a piece right now. These Industrials towels have been tested by a company out of LA to show to provide more filtration. So you would just put that layer on top here. I'm actually going to flip this over because I'm sewing with white thread so you can see what I'm sewing. But we are going to sew along the top and bottom edge. And how you know the top and bottom edge is when you open it up, like if your fabric, like my heads, I want them to be on the top and the feet on the bottom.
How your pattern aligns.
Yes.
What would be the point of pinning? Just to hold it together a little bit more. To hold it together.
These, so I don't really feel like you need to on this because they're the same shape, same size. They're gonna lay together.
Okay.
Pinning becomes more important later on when you got different angles and different size pieces and you have to put them together. So we are gonna sew along the bottom and top with 3/8 of an inch, but we're going to leave a place for a nose wire to go in. So go ahead and get yourself a piece of Scotch tape. And along the top, you want to put that piece of Scotch tape right in the middle, and this is just a reminder for you. 3/8, if you can zoom in here, is the first, usually the first mark on your sewing machine. So, sorry for the, so the edge of presser foot is 1/4 and 3/8 is the first one there. I'm going to start by sewing the bottom seam because that one goes the whole way through. A pro tip that I have found is when you start off the edge of the fabric, you have a higher chance of it gnarling. So I actually start a little bit in on the edge of the fabric, sew a couple stitches, and then you're going to hold down your reverse. Wherever your reverse is on the machine, you're going to back up to the very edge of the fabric and then come forward again. You just are watching that these edges stay even and they stay on that 3/8 line. When we get to this end of the fabric, we're actually gonna get to the end, then hold down the reverse and back up a couple stitches and come back forward, and that is called back stitching, and you do it at the beginning and end of each seam because it keeps it from being able to pull apart. So that's on the bottom. On the top edge, we're going to repeat that.
I just want to look at that little, yeah.
Now here is when you get up to your tape, you're going to sew right up to it and back stitch. You're actually going to pull it off, snip that, and then we're going to sew from this side of the tape to the edge. If you sew a little bit into your tape, it's not a big deal. Put back stitch at the beginning and end. Okay. And at this point, I will want you to take a picture for your standard portfolio, whatever side shows the stitching best. This is where we see how straight of seams you get.